Hello guys, this is James, and as we know that in the view, the communication between different components is a core concept because I always want to pass from different components to a lot of components, the values. And here I just create the child one view and the child two view, and I make the app.view the father of them because I have import and then set the child one, child two as a private components. Also, I have put it in the template. And since it doesn't have so many things inside the child, so we can see that it only have the two H3 and then one buttons. And this is what we'll show here. The above is the other things, and the only components here regarding child one, child two are this child one, child two, and send them to child one. All right. As we know that the most common things to communicate between the parents component and kid child components is to use pro and emit. So let's have a review. Sending from the parents to the kid, we can use something like props. Here in the parents, let's define something. If we set the property in the child one, maybe parents to child one. So maybe we just set it P231 stands for parents to child one. Here, of course, what we really need is make it. If we don't really use the quotation mark, it will not recognize as the functions. Okay, we have to remove it. Let's see what will happen. All right, actually it already showed here. So that's the way we just pass the value from the parents to the component, to the child component. And then let's pass from the child component to the father. As we know, the usual way is we just define a function and to parents. And we define a method here. Here we use a comma. The emit method is really on child one components, okay? So it really can really send back a lot of events. We can pass one parameters. Here we can pass. All right, and then in the parents, what we're gonna do here is child one on the, let me check the name, child one event. If the events happen, then we just call a function. Function is also have defined the method. And then we just output. All right. And let's see what will happen. All right, now let's click. Here is adding itself, right? Here we really successfully passed the values from the parent, the kid to the parents. So that's the two ways. Again, from parent to kid, use props. If from kid to parents, use emit. Now let's jump to the third communication method. Maybe someone haven't used yet. Here the question is that we can send the parents to the kid. We can send the value from the kid to parents. But how about we want to send the value from the kid to kid? The dollar parents. And let me just demonstrate. We don't have to write anything here in the parent, but we just go to the child component. Here in the child one, we just define something. We should really consider in order of time. We should use a hook to define the time to store the method. Then definitely after the rendering of the page, then that's totally after the, for instance, the mounted, and then we can at that time to call the function we have stored here. Actually, there's a name coined for this. First, we just store and later on we just call it. This term named publish subscribe mode. All right. All right. Here in the mounted, we just use this. It refers to its parent, and in the parents, we just store a event, and in the event just link to this function. All right. And in the child 2, child 2, there's a button. And in the button, we can really write something here, like though we have a function. The one we have stored here. Send from child 1. All right, whatever happened, let's try. Click, click, click. You see that the console of the input out. So that's a lot of ways to use the child components because their bridge is their parent. So we just use the on and emit, but not the on and emit of themselves, but of their parents. So we just use their parents as a bridge to use on and emit. Also, the other thing we have to load is the mounted. We really have to choose a time to store the events or the function. And then after that, then we can use. So the hook can really help us. For instance, we can just use before mount or mounted, those hook. On the contrary of dollar parents, we have dollar children. In child 2, let's just define something in the method. If this method we want to use it in the parent, then maybe we click a button, evoke event, then it will be called. Here we just button name is, it should be, then we call the function. Here it's the function. If we click the button, then we should call the kid. Since there are so many child in the app.view, right? So we have to find the one really have the good that's in the child 2, the good method. And then what we can do here is to, since everything, all the child will be really saved in the dollar child in an array, in the form of array. So we can really use the method in the array. So since it's an array, so we just use find. Find is a method that will only find the one elements there. And the item, if there's something like, okay, then it should work out. And also we should really call the function. Let's just click here to see what happened. See, good day, good day. So really from the parent app.view, we can get the method from the kid. So that's how we use the dollar children. Okay, again, the key is to locate the exact kid by using maybe the array find, array.proto.find this method to really locate it, since everything in the dollar children will be saved as an array. Let's go to the next. But prior to that, maybe log the child 2. So here, so I just copy everything from here. So that's the way to control object. And if we click on good or bad, so this one, the 15 is really the kid. Actually, it's really the last one here. It has a references, and it has some references, and we can see that in the reference, it has the root. And if we want to check other things, let's see what's in the reference. It always have a root. So dollar roots can also get in the reference. That's the thing we should know. The second thing is we should know how to use reference. Still in the child 2, let's define something here. We define something like, here we use a ref equals to hello child 2. And here, since we have console log in the ref of the parents, in the ref, see, it has really hello child 2 aside from the root. All right, so what we can do here is console.log name of the reference that we have named here. All right, that's another way we can use the, so if we get it, of course, we can just use the right, check. Good day. So this, the second good day is really the output of here. Now we're talking about the attributes and listeners. First, we all know that if we want to pass from the parent child, we really should define something here like this. P2, C1 should be defined as a property in the kid components. But there's a question, if we define something like this, and then in the key, if we want to directly output it, like, all right, it has a one property or method message is not defined on the instance, but a reference during the render. So it really reminds us to define the message. Now what we can do is really check child2. We should print it by here. Okay, we click. Let's just check in the view components. That's really what's in the child2 components. Okay, the instance of it. And then we can find that the message really has been saved here. So our conclusion is that even we don't use the v-on, right, to like this, to pass the message, but still it can be saved in the child. And the method we should do is, of course, we cannot do something like this already, but we can do something like this. Is dollar truth, say it's right. All right, let's say it has been displayed here. So use the attributes can get something that is not passed to the child components by v-on. If it's passed by v-on, of course, we should receive it as a property. If it's not, then we can find it in the attributes of the child components. The next thing is about the listener. The listener is really the kid can get something from the parents in this way. First, in the parents, we can just try to write something. In the parents, we write something on click. The parent, so, and then the parents will dedicate that check method inside here. It's the child two. Okay, you can say now. And in the child2, how the child2 can receive the order from parents, child2 should always listen, right? So we just be on this listen. We can omit this here. Okay, let's see what happened here. Because we set it here, right, on this tab, so we click on it. If we click on the child2, time to sleep child2. So what does it mean? The listeners can really pass from the parents, pass the event from the parents to the kid. And then if the kid can receive the whole event, and if we really right to do something exactly on the child2, then we can really call the method of the parents. So that's something we use the listeners. Compared to the emit here, the because it's really sent from the kids to the parents, and the listeners is the method sent from the parents to the kids. So we can make a comparison. Let's go to the next, provide and inject. Provide and inject, it has logic that in the parent component, we can use provide, and then in the kid, not just kid, it can be the grandkid or any tiers below the parents, as long as it has the it has associated with it and it's the lower tier, it can really pass the value to it. For instance, in the parents, we just define something, inject here, define a value, and provide, sorry. Actually, it should be like data. So we have to return a. And to make it simple, I just not create any grandson. Okay, I just making the child here. You should use inject. And it will be just like props. So to make it simple, I just use full. And here we can let's see if there's any output or not. Yes, here's the output. Hello, parent again. So also use inject and full, we can really pass value from the parents to its kid or grandkid, etc. And that's the other thing, we can have the communication. So some people will say that, well, we have view X, and then why we have to use this kind of old method, and it doesn't seem so convenient as view X. The thing is that, especially if we're doing something like have a UI creation, like the element UI, right? That is really widely used in the view. Then we cannot use view X because we cannot guarantee that all the users who use element UI will install the view X. So it's better to just use the preset things from you itself to have those kind of development or design of those UI. In some places, and you can find that it will be very convenient just to use this communication method. So that's all the approaches we do the communication among different components. Something like the from parents to kid and from the parents kid to parents, we can reference the kid in the parents, and also we can pass the value from the parents to the grandkid, and also even from kid to kid, we really build a bridge by parent to send to communicate, right? That's all the thing we have done here, and thanks for watching. Today we talk about 7 projects. It seems a lot, but don't worry, just keep on practicing and we will master those.